Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. My name is Brent and in today's video we're going to go ahead and cover the M1 Finance Roth IRA portfolio over the past 3.5 years since we started this portfolio at stock market highs back in January 8th of 2018. Here we are 3.5 years later. We're going to go ahead and go over the portfolio performance over this period of 3.5 years. We're going to go ahead and cover, the total earned dividends that this portfolio has generated, the monthly and yearly dividend income for this specific portfolio. We'll go over what stocks are paying out in what specific months, and we did survive 2 sessions where the stock market fell by, I believe, 10% back in 2019, I believe. It was a short period, or 2018, and then here recently in 2020 in March, the portfolio again took a deep dive of around 20-30%. So throughout this time, regardless of where I started investing, either at stock market highs or lows, just by dollar cost averaging into the market for the long term, we still have another 30 some years to even hit retirement as far as the Roth IRA goes. So there's no better time to invest than now. So that's our quick intro. If you are brand new to the channel, have not yet subscribed, go down below, hit the red button to subscribe, make it gray, hit the bell to be notified every time we release a brand new video. And of course, give this video a thumbs up, make it blue. Here on the channel, we cover making money, saving money, and investing our money. Now, I also put out a poll recently. I've caught myself recently going through my subscriptions and looking for specific videos that I'm interested in watching. Not every channel that I'm subscribed to releases a video that I'm really interested in just kind of checking it out. So what is your preference? Go over to my community tab and look for my recent poll. You can select stocks to buy, dividend investing updates and journey, recent financial news, stock comparisons and breakdowns. We go deep dive into specific companies, or, I had a comment from Scott who wants to do a comparison between REITs recently. So that's an upcoming video that I'm going to be releasing. Or if you have other suggestions, go ahead and drop it in the comment section below there. I'm always looking forward to feedback from you guys, the viewers and subscribers here. So with that said, let's go ahead and get into the video. So let's go ahead and go over some of the history here of this portfolio. We started this portfolio back on January 8th of 2018. That was at stock market highs back in early 2018. I don't have a comparison here of the S&P 500, but I'm sure if I go ahead and click here, let's go look at the 5-year period right here. And we look at 2018, I started investing in this Roth IRA at stock market highs. So here we are at a stock market high in early 2018, and that's when this portfolio was put together. I initially deposited $5,500 into this account, and right off the bat, as soon as we deposited that cash, it got automatically invested because at the time, I did not know that M1 Finance, I knew that they had an automatic feature of investing, but I had actually disabled it. When I transferred my capital in, it immediately auto-invested everything into the market. So here I was starting off in the market, 100% invested, my $5,500 between my holdings at that time. And as you can see here with the S&P 500, 5 years ago in 2018, there was a dip. It pulled back at the very end of January. The stock market pulled back some, I believe 10 or so percent there right off the bat. You can see another pullback here towards the very end. I believe that was that November-December period where it kind of bottomed out there. And immediately after Christmas, it started picking it back up. So there have been times where this portfolio has dipped pretty hard, 10%. And then recently back in March of 2020, that 20-30%. But regardless of where you start investing, so I started investing at stock market highs back in early January 2018. And I continue to dollar cost average because this is the long-term portfolio. This portfolio is a Roth IRA. It's completely tax-free after 59.5. That's still some 20 plus years away for my wife and I. So regardless of what happens here in the short term, this volatility, all these little zigzags right here, in the long term, I can't even see those dips here back in January 2018. I can't see the dips here at the very end of 2018 in that December period. You can see the stock market fell, from 10,000 or so down into the 9,000s, but it quickly recovered. And just by continuously investing and staying invested, dollar cost averaging into the market, you have those shares. They're yours indefinitely. So unless you sell them low, and they just will hopefully recover, so long as you're invested in really strong companies that you're invested in for the long term and don't have any issue with continuing to buy them when they dip, as they did here back in March of 2020. Big, huge dip there, big correction. We had hit a stock market high of around 21,000 and some change, and this portfolio went down into that 14,000. So from 21,000 to 14,000, that's a $7,000 dip right there. But we held strong. We dollar cost averaged in at that time. I think I dumped 3,000 or so into this portfolio. I dumped 6,000 into my portfolio. We started dumping more capital as we had during that time, because you want to take advantages of the dips during this time. So definitely had our adventure here. You can see some minor volatility on the way up, but throughout the time, as long as you're dollar cost averaging, it all works itself out in strong companies. So we will go ahead and cover what stocks are in the portfolio. I'll go ahead and quickly kind of scroll down, so if there's anything you want to pause at and take a look. But as we cover the monthly and yearly income of this portfolio, we will actually break down what specific companies we're invested in, and how often we get paid by them, and how much they pay out each quarter and for the year. So we can see here that this is the spinoff of Merck. So it's not actually doing anything at the moment. I kind of want to sell that piece off, just because it's not something that's a long-term holding in my portfolio. So that'll more than likely get removed here. But we can see that the overall performance of this portfolio, this is the overall performance, has been very positive. There are a few positions that I've entered into recently, such as Merck, ticker symbol MRK, and Clorox, ticker symbol CLX. This one I put in 2,000. It is down about $116, which isn't too bad overall when you think about how much is actually invested in it. SPG, from just a year ago today, Simon Property Group, I believe, was down 50 or 60%. So it has had a massive recovery, and so has so many other real estate investment trusts out there. So this is a REIT. But we'll go ahead and cover these specific stocks when we break down our monthly and yearly income. So talking about we already covered the performance. We already covered the 10-30% dips that this portfolio has gone through. And regardless of whether I started here at stock market highs or here at stock market highs, so long as I was invested in the long term, things quickly recover with time. And with we have another 20, my wife has 30 years plus until she hits 60. I have 20 some years plus until I hit 60. And even then, you're not going to be fully withdrawing your cash out of your Roth IRA. By that time, we may have several thousands that we make in dividend income. That'll just be completely tax-free. We will be able to continue to keep our shares without selling them off. And then if I and my wife pass away, the Roth IRAs are then passed along to our children completely tax-free after 5 years. So it's a really nice investment there for the long term. So that is that. As far as the earned dividends, how much has this portfolio generated in just straight dividends over the past 3 years? And that is $2,240.13. Now, this is earned dividends. The way that this is broken down to is if you sit through an X dividend. So on Monday, I had Merck, I had a few others, I can't think of them at the moment, but I did post it over my Instagram. I had 4 companies that went X dividend on Monday, and those 4 companies alone generated me $60 in dividend income for the future. But because I sat through that X dividend, those are going to be paid to me, but they just haven't been paid to me. They're not paid dividends. They're just dividends that I earned by sitting through the X dividend date. Then we have market returns there really nicely of 74.55. So our total money weighted return there is 68.37. So this is just basically how much money I've actually invested, and the return of the investment return based on my money. So here, if I go to my holdings, you can see here that my cost basis here. So this is money that I've invested, but not really. My cost basis for all my positions is $27,841.92. So 27,841.92. So this is my cost basis for all the shares within this portfolio. But if I go to my funding tab here, I've only really invested, what, 11,000, 6,000, 6,000, and 3,600. So this is a blip right here. I actually withdrew $10 and then reinvested $10 because M1 Finance wouldn't let me deposit anything less than 10 bucks. And I could only, I had to max out my Roth IRA for 2019. It was in the change. So I withdrew $10 and then deposited $10. So that's a little issue on their end right there. But we're going to go ahead and jump into the dividend income that this portfolio generates now. So let's go ahead and do that now. So for this, I use Dividend, trackyourdividends.com. It's a great website to use. I kind of showcased it a bit in a video back then. If you guys haven't checked out this website here, it is called trackyourdividends.com. Now here I can select the M1 Finance Roth IRA account, and this quickly breaks down how much dividends I'm expected to receive each month. So here we are in June of 21. I'm expected to receive $79. In July 21, I'm expected $130 and $45 in August of 21. So obviously my 1, 4, 8, 12, I believe, are the months that are very weak. I can't, I have to look, but I definitely want to have these more evened out. I'm just really selective over what specific companies I'm invested in. So this is something that this website has kind of brought to my attention. I would like to have equal amounts of dividends received, but I know that's not always the case, just because I'm not going to buy a stock out there just because it pays a dividend in a specific month or in a specific time period. So I'm pretty selective over what stocks I'm adding into my portfolio, but I definitely want to beef up specific holdings. So maybe of my August payouts, maybe I can kind of beef some of these up, such as ABM. So this is the total dividends that we receive over the course of a year. And we can see that our highest is 134, our lowest is 45. So if we actually break this down, let's see, I'm pretty sure it kind of showcases the entire amount, but if not, we can just go ahead and quickly just do the math here. So if I bust out a handy dandy calculator, we just add up 79 plus 130 plus 45, multiply that by 4. So over 4 quarters, this portfolio is generating $1,016 throughout the year. And of course, that's going to grow as I get paid out dividends. I quickly reinvest those dividends, and the next quarter, that quarter goes up just slightly. It could be $1, it could be $2, depends on how many shares and which specific companies that I buy. But that number is continuously growing every time I get a dividend payout. It's quickly reinvested into upcoming stocks that are going ex-dividend, and it just continues to grow and grow and grow. So that is the total 1 year yearly income of the portfolio. Now, this is where we want to go into the stock payout area. Now, again, this is trackyourdividends.com. This is 100% free, and it's an excellent website that I've been kind of using and kind of getting set up to begin doing a deep dive into my portfolio to see where I can beef up specific stock holdings in order to increase monthly income. So here in June of 2021, we had Avery payout, we had Digital Realty Trust payout, Johnson & Johnson, Lockheed Martin. Main Street Capital is a BDC that pays out every single month. So that pays out every single month there, $8.14. We have 3M, $10.40. Realty Income that pays out again every single month, $3.05. Pfizer, $14.13. Siggy, this is a It's not a. Is it a REIT? I think it's a REIT. It's a real estate investment trust within the MJ industry. We have Southern Company. They're at $4.12, and we have Stanley Black and Decker at $3.42. Walmart's hiding down there. I almost didn't see it at $3.56. So right now, Walmart is actually a position that I've been looking at adding and kind of beefing up because of its current valuation. It doesn't look too bad. It doesn't look too great, but it's definitely in the area where I'm going to be eyeing it just a bit more to see what it does here in the short term and potentially buy more into it. So those are all the stocks here that pay out within June. In July, we have Cardinal Health, $6.75, Cisco, $8.45, Essex Property Trust, $8.65. Oh, IIPR. Whoops, I had that completely backwards. So Siggy is it's a insurance company, and IIPR is a real estate investment trust within the MJ industry. So I had that completely flip-flop. JP Morgan, one of the biggest banks, or probably the biggest banks out in the financial area. So I don't have much in the financials as far as banks go. Kimberly Clark, $12.87. Main Street Capital, again, that's that monthly one. MEI, this is what was it? They're a small electronic components. It's Meltronic. No, not Medtronic. What is it called? Man, I can't think of the name at the moment. I'll have to come back to that one and see if I open that in a new tab, and it'll kind of let me know here. We have Altria, $17.21. Merck, $9.72. Realty Income again. SPG, Simon Property Group, $8.63. This is one that dipped pretty hard, but it came back. I kind of wish I had added into it, but it is in the retail sector of REITs, which isn't an area that I'm really interested in holding for the long term. We have SYY. This is Cisco, that food delivery. They ship big crates and containers to a lot of different businesses. UGI is a utility company. So those are all the companies here that pay out in July. And here, Methode Electronics. There we go. It's a very tough name for me to remember. Electronics. They just make small components, electronics. They have a very small yield of 0.9, but they have a really good track record for growth. So I looked at their valuations. I wanted to add a lot more growth into my portfolio versus positions such as MO, positions such as AT&T. So I started thinning out positions that are not growers. I'm not trying to buy specific companies just because they pay out a dividend. I'm mainly looking for growth. Growth and dividends are what I want to fund in this account. And then I have other accounts that are specifically just ETFs or just growth companies. So that is kind of how this portfolio is built up of just straight growth dividends. And I want to keep up or beat the S&P 500 with market returns and dividends combined. So Apple there, $2.44, one of the lowest dividends there. Avi, nice beefy one there at $12.66. ABM Industries at $3.33. Clorox at $12.60. Lowe's at $3.03. Main Street Capital again, monthly, very nicely across the board. Realty Income again, monthly across the board. And that makes up my August dividend. So I really don't have very many in August. So if there is any specific area here, 1, 3, 5, 6, 1, 4, 7, and 10 months. Let me know down in the comment section below. Are there any specific companies that you're invested in that pay out in a given month? I'm always looking to do more research and add to my portfolio. I think I'm going to be more than likely just adding into positions because I'm not trying to overload this portfolio with too many holdings. I actually went through and thinned it down from 36 or 38 holdings to what it is now. So definitely not looking to add a whole lot more, but I'm definitely looking for, companies that are undervalued potentially, and then adding them in and then kind of beefing them up. But that is the monthly income, which we've kind of covered up here, and the yearly income, and then where all of the income kind of funnels through each month, which specific company pays out in a given month. So this is actually a really good website. You can see here we have all of our Merrill Edge accounts, my Thrift Savings Plan, my 401k, my wife's accounts over at Fidelity. I manually entered a lot of the data, but in most cases it's not a whole lot of data just because I don't have a whole lot of holdings. This portfolio right here has the most holdings in it at 30 holdings. and the other accounts just don't have that much. So this keeps tracks of what companies are due to pay out, and they're confirmed. So it's a really great website for the value of free that you get. So I think that's a good wrap up right there. We've covered the total performance of this portfolio. We went over the history of buying at stock market highs. We've gone through multiple corrections, a stock market crash here in 2020. And regardless of where you invest, whether it's at stock market highs, stock market lows, or dollar cost average, as long as you are sticking through it, say 3 to 5 years or longer, you're most likely going to be in a safe position, and you're going to be growing your wealth over the long term, which is what you should be striving to do, not only for yourself, but for any future generation out there who you're kind of helping out. So that is going to be it for this video. Let me know down in the comment section below if there's anything I missed, if there's anything you'd like to hear more of. If you are brand new to the channel, have not yet subscribed, go down below, hit the red button to subscribe, make it gray, hit the bell to be notified every time we release a brand new video. And of course, give this video a thumbs up. And of course, if you wouldn't mind, head over to my community tab here on my channel, go down to my latest poll, and select what type of videos would you like to look forward to, or look forward to having more of. Stocks to buy, so going over a specific number of stocks to buy in an upcoming month, looking for valuation out there, dividend investing updates and journey along the way, stock comparisons and breakdowns, or are you looking forward to other types of financial information, or making money, saving money, and investing money areas there. So if you do select it, go ahead and drop me a comment there. That way I know how to follow up on that one as well. So that is going to be it for this video. Thank you all for tuning in, and I appreciate it. And that is it. Thank you all. Have a great day. Bye-bye.